Yo, what's going on? This is the Jay Cartere Show, and I am your host, Jay Cartere. In this episode, we're going to be talking about money management, and we're going to be talking about how you can manage your money so that you're less broke, basically. But first up, let's get into the ads, of course. This episode of the Jay Cartere Show podcast is sponsored by me at growonyoutube.com. If you want to grow your YouTube gaming channel, then growonyoutube.com is the place to go. I just released my new book, A Gamer's Guide to Greatness, which will show you how to grow your YouTube gaming channel and turn it into a business. You can get that at growonyoutube.com/guide. If you want to grow your YouTube gaming channel and turn it into your career, make a full-time living, become a full-time YouTube gamer, actually build a business around it, then this book is for you. If you just want to live off AdSense and become a big YouTuber and be broke, then this book is not for you. It's not for anyone who wants overnight success or anything like that. But go to growonyoutube.com/guide if you think this will be helpful for you. You can see the reviews of happy customers who have purchased the book already and are now using the strategies in there to grow their own YouTube gaming channels. Now, I basically created the book that I wish I would have had when I first started out on YouTube. I've spent a variety of years. I think I started in around 2011, and I did a lot of experiments, a lot of research, a lot of trial and error in order to find out what actually works. So I've distilled all of that and put it into this book, this guide, so you guys can know what works and grow your YouTube gaming channel. I've grown my YouTube gaming channel to over 24,000 subscribers. When this comes out, it'll probably be even more than that. I don't know. It's continually growing. It's always growing, and it's going to continue growing because I know what works. I know what works now, and I've put that in this book to show you what works. And if you want that, go to growonyoutube.com/guide. Now let's get into the episode. Yo, so basically this morning I woke up and wasn't really feeling it today. Usually I wake up and I'm like really gung-ho trying to get involved into what I'm about to do, but over this week, it's just been a lot of boring admin work. Like I've had to fucking deal with these courses that I've released on the site that you can go and sign up to for free if you want to. So I've been dealing with that, dealing with the book launch and all that sort of stuff. And that's where a lot of my time has been going. And there hasn't been a lot of time to be creative or, create content. And I think that's really, really irking me right about now. So we're making a podcast episode. Great times. It's Wednesday. Usually I record these on Thursdays. But yesterday I had the idea. I think I was listening to No, it wasn't when I was listening to a podcast. It's when I saw one of someone who runs a podcast that I enjoy, the Dysonomics podcast. He retweeted another podcast which was about I think it was like managing money and stuff, which I'll be checking out later on today. But then I realized that I always wanted to, I was suggested by an old friend to create content on how to manage money. What the fuck is that? How to manage money, budget, and all that sort of stuff. And that came into my mind, and I was like, yeah, I do want to create content on that. I do want to, I know this podcast is for me to just chat about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, but I do want to provide that value to you guys because I think it's so important, and it should be taught in schools, but it's not. So I really want to teach all the things that I wish was taught in schools, but is not. And I'm going to teach it on the podcast. The reason why I didn't make videos like this on YouTube is because I thought people weren't searching for it. And at the time when I was given this idea, I was out here trying to make YouTube money. I was trying to get more views and all that sort of stuff until I realized that ain't it. That ain't the best business model to be making money on YouTube. And now we've pivoted. But I do want to talk about it in a podcast format because I think it'll be easier. And then if there's a lot of interest in this and if it provides you a lot of value, let me know. Send me a tweet or whatever. Leave a review, all that sort of good stuff. Or leave a comment down below on YouTube because this will be going up on YouTube. And then maybe I'll make a video series going deeper into it. But I'll probably make more podcasts down the line as well. But I do want to talk about money management. I do want to get the basics to you guys so that you can, be less broke with the money that you have. Like, that's what money management is about. And I want to quickly talk about my experience with money management so you guys can get where I'm coming from. Now, I have been poor since the day I was born. Like, I was born into a poor family, didn't really have a lot of money, didn't really have a lot of flexibility when it came to my money. So I didn't really have a lot of choice but to manage it fucking efficiently. I would get like £2 per week as pocket money at one point. I think it did go up at another point, which was very, very nice. It went up to like £10-15 until it just didn't come anymore. But I was getting like £2. I remember this was consistent. I was getting a consistent £2. And obviously, I was at the age where I wanted to buy some games. I was playing Xbox 360 at the time, I believe. I think my brother got me an Xbox 360. Thank you, bro. And I didn't have any money for games. Like, where was I going to get money for games? So my £2 was basically my money. I think maybe I had my Xbox 360 when I was having £15. But let's just say I had £2 and I had to make £40 to get that money. So I needed to know how to fucking save that money and not spend it. Actually, yeah, this does seem like the £2 was way before the game stuff, because that will take a lot of weeks. That will take 20 weeks. Is it 20 weeks? 20 times 2 equals 40. Yeah, it'll take about 20 weeks for me to get enough money to buy a game. So I don't think it was at this point. But I do remember I wanted to buy like maybe comics and magazines and that sort of stuff. And I had £2. So I had to make these choices. And that was like my first lessons in money management. Obviously, no one gave me any lessons because they didn't teach me that in school. My mum didn't fucking teach me anything about money management because she didn't know shit about it. And yeah, I kind of just taught myself to try and be less broke with the limited resources that I had. And, then I grew up. I made a little bit of money with my entrepreneurial, what do you call it? Entrepreneurial, not advances, my entrepreneurial forays into business. At the age of 16, I was making peas. I think that's about as much as I can say. But I had my own pseudo business. I was out there on the roads trying to make these peas, and unlike my peers who would, use their own supply and eat into their profits and spend a lot of their money on things that was not needed, I knew that I needed to save my money to, first of all, to have any profit. Second of all, to get the next order of supplies so that I could continue my business. And yeah, I just knew you don't spend all the money that you get. And I think that a lot of people, when they earn more, they spend more. And, that makes sense. That makes sense. You earn more, you want a better lifestyle, you spend more. But I think you need to get to a point where you're like, this is a good lifestyle for me. This is the lifestyle that I want. And then you don't spend any more than that, or you don't spend unreasonably more than that. So, yeah, at that point, I learned, what? You gotta make sure that you keep prof. You gotta make sure that you keep enough money to re-up so that you can continue running your business and continue moving forward. And then later on in life, when I went to uni, I got the student loan. I was like, yo, student loan's gonna be lit, fam. And then student loan wasn't too lit because I had to pay rent at the same time, and I didn't know that student loan would fuck up my housing benefit, but it did. And yeah, I had to pay rent out of my student loan. And then at the end of the day, I was making like really, really low amount of money off the student. Well, I wasn't making it, but I had really low amount of money off the student loan, possibly not even enough to pay the bills. But then I dropped out of uni. And at that point, things got real. Like, this was real life shit. Because we went into the real world. There weren't no safety nets. I didn't have a family behind me that would back me up if I went broke or anything like that. Although I believe if I do go broke and if I had no money, I could probably move back in with my mum. But, that ain't where it is. That ain't what I'm trying to do. But I didn't have anyone who was going to back me or give me any money or help me out and help me invest in anything. Like, that is not the position that I was in. I was out here and I had to do all this shit myself. So the first thing I did when I left uni was I believe I started a social media management service. I would say company, but it was a service. I was providing a service. I did the website and stuff, but I wasn't really on it like that. I was like, you know what, we'll do this on the side to pay for the YouTube stuff, because that's what I was focusing on, or the music stuff. I don't remember at the time. Like, I pivoted along the way, but like, that was the goal. I do the social media marketing stuff to pay for the other stuff that I wanted to do. And I had like one client. I think I approached like a few other clients, but I wasn't getting super hard at it. But I had one client and I was consistently losing money every month. And money management was very, very important at that point, because I needed to basically manage my losses in a way that I wouldn't go broke and end up homeless. And, you know, I had I wouldn't say lucky times, but I was able to find myself opportunities to earn more money and whatnot, and keep myself out of homelessness, which was, I'd like to say it was luck, but it was a mix of luck and persistence. If I wasn't out there being in the place where I needed to be and looking for the ideas that I needed to look for, then those wouldn't came my way. So it wasn't entirely luck. No one didn't throw anything on my lap, but I learned things. I learned how to make money in different ways. And I came around to the point where I'm at today, where I'm making a measly profit. Like, right about now, we're making a measly profit. In the next couple months, we're going to be launching a few products, a few services, basically my two main businesses, and, you know, the merchant stuff. So we should have more revenue coming in, and we should be able to make some nice profit, so that, you know, next year we can focus on the things that we really want to get down to, like helping entrepreneurs, doing like business consulting and that sort of stuff. Like, that's the end goal. That's where I want to get to. But yeah, next year is a bit ambitious, to be honest. We probably need to earn a little backlog of cash, which is what I want to teach you guys about today. So, you know, I've made it through the last, I'm 24 now, so let's say last 8 years. I've made it through the last 8-9 years without being homeless, without going broke, on very low income, very, very, very low, compared to my friends who like went to go get jobs, and some of them, you know, they're working in banks and stuff, or they went and just got a normal job and had money. They had way more income than me. But I was spending a whole lot less, because I knew I had way less income. So what like my friends would do is they would get their cash, they'd get paid, and then they spend it all, and then they'd be broke the rest of the month. Like, that's what they do. As soon as it hits payday, they're going to spend it all so that they have a bit of fun overnight or over the weekend and whatnot. They go out, you know, have their fun. And then for the rest of the month, they're broke, and then they need to work until the next month to get more money so that they can continue going down the same process and doing the same thing and staying in the same cycle for the rest of their lives. And that wasn't what I wanted to do. I definitely didn't want to work for someone else in order to survive, and then get the money and then spend it all, and then have to work for someone else in order to survive. Like, that's a shitty life to me. Like, if that's what you want to do, fair enough. If you like to spend all your money on the weekend and that's what you want to do and that's making you happy, then, you know, do your thing. But I want to move you guys away from that. I want to kind of bring you into a better situation, which is going to bring you much more freedom and allow you to make decisions in your life instead of just reacting to decisions made for you. Because when you're in a position like that, where you're basically a prisoner, you don't have any money. Like, if you lose your job, you're fucked. Yeah, that's not a good situation to be in, because you have no leverage, you have no negotiation powers, and you're basically at the mercy of your employer. If your employer is like, you know what, we don't want you around there no more, you are fucked. What are you gonna do? You're done. You're done. Now you need to go find another job. Now you have like couple weeks where you don't really have any cash. You don't know where you're going to be getting cash. Now you need to go get a loan. Now you need to go ask people for money. Now you need to go do this, do that. It's just not... It's not what I want for you guys. It's not what I want. I want you guys to have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want, because I just think that's a much better life. So, Money Management 101. We've gone over my story, which has taken us 13 minutes into the episode. It's probably less for you, or more for you if I added in the ad. But let's go through my notes real quick. I've done bullet points, but we don't really have notes today. Like, there's no real need. I'm just going to be talking over the basics, and we'll get deeper into that. Deeper into the stuff that you guys need to learn after you have the basics grasped. So, first of all, you need to be looking at your income and expenses. Or you could call it your incoming and outgoing, because that's what it is. It's your incoming money and your outgoing money. You need to look at that, and you need to know what those values are. You need to know how much money you're making per month, and you need to know how much money you're spending per month. So how do you do that? What magical software can you use to show you this? Well, you can use a pen and paper. Pretty easy. You can use, look at your bank account, see how much you're getting paid, minus tax and all that sort of shit. And then just note down every expense that you ever use. Like everything that you ever buy, write that down. And then you'll be able to see how much you're spending and how much you're earning per month. Now, this is what I used in the beginning days. I was using my notepad, and that can work for a lot of you. Personally, I don't use that anymore, but that is a suggestion. Now I use Google Sheets, and I would highly suggest you do the same. Google Sheets is free. You can also use Microsoft Excel or, any sort of spreadsheet software. Google Sheets is a free example that all you guys can use, and Google just have a suite of great, and I'm not sponsored by Google or anything, but they have a suite of great fucking products, yeah? Like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, bruv, they give you so much things free. Obviously, you can get the paid version at some point if that's what you really need. But there's so much stuff for free. Just get the free stuff. Google is out here trying to help people become like small businesses and shit. And like, I don't think... Like, they're not advertising it or anything. I don't, like, no one told me about Google Sheets. I don't know how I found that out about it. I think I found out about it after I did the Google Form thing. But yeah, they got Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Forms. They got a bunch of shit over there. Definitely go check that out. Google Sheets I use personally for my accounting right about now. So I've got my incoming revenue in there, the money that I know I'm going to be making over like the next year. Then I've got my outgoing expenses. So that's all my bills. Basically all my bills that I know I'm going to be paying over the next year. I've got all that in there. And then obviously if I make more money a month, I add that to there. If I spend more money, if I have to buy other things, then I add that in there as well. And then I can clearly see how much money I'm making, how much money I'm spending, and how much profit we're bringing into the next month. All this stuff is very, 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 very important. Now, profit is how much you end up with at the end of the month. That's if it's positive. So let's say you have an income of £1,000 and you have expenses of £900. So your wages are £1,000 after tax. You have bills that go up to £900, which is a terrible way to live. Don't live like this. But let's say this is the situation. At that point, your profit would be £100. Now, if you turn that the other way around and you were bringing in £900 a month and your bills or your expenses came up to £1,000 per month, then at that point you'd have £100 loss. So you'd be losing £100 per month. That's the situation that I was in. Basically last year, the beginning of last year, it was like the mid last year where the end of last year where I pivoted around. I created some good revenue streams and I started really, really pushing it. And at that point, I stopped losing money and started actually making money, which is, it's a great time. But if you start a business, then you need to realize that within the first 3 years, you probably won't be making a profit. So you need to prepare for that. So, you know your profit, you know your loss, you know how to basically, the formula for calculating it. The formula for calculating it is, income minus expenses. And then you'll get either your profit or your loss. And then, whoop-de-doo, you know how much you made that month, you can go into the next month. But what I want you guys to do, which I think is very, very important, is I want you to think about how much money it would take for you to live the lifestyle you want. And I don't want you to just kind of think about it but not actually go in depth about it. I want you to find the specific number, like exactly what do you want per month that would make you happy and make you comfortable. What kind of food do you want to eat? How much would that food shopping per month cost? How much do you need to spend on travel? How much do your bills cost? Like, how many bills do you have? How many pounds do they cost individually? How much does that all add up to? And I'm talking about comfortable. I'm not talking about you living in a mansion and people, washing you with shrimp or whatever, and then you eating caviar out of girls' buttholes. That is not the life that I'm talking about. I'm talking about you living comfortably, you being able to wake up and be like, this is a good day. I can eat breakfast, lunch and dinner. Oh, lovely. Like that's comfort for me. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Oh my God, great times. I remember last year, the year before, fucking rice and gravy, breakfast, dinner. Like that was life. Now we got breakfast, lunch and dinner. That is good times. So you got breakfast, lunch and dinner. You pay your rent. You're living in your place and whatnot. How much would that cost? Write that number down. Use Google Sheets to do the calculation. Write down every single expense, yeah? And then that would be your monthly expenses going forward. Write down everything there. Obviously, you should do this for all the bills that you're already paying and the money that you're already making. Do that in a separate sheet, but do this, what I'm talking about, in another sheet, just in case you've got any things that you want to add on top that would make you feel like your life is improved and you'd like that in order to live a comfortable life. Okay, so now you know how much you need to spend per month to live a comfortable life. It shouldn't be 10K. If it's 10K, you are a madman. Lower it. Let's get to something reasonable. Hopefully under maybe 1.5 or something. But I don't know where you're living. Maybe your rent is 2K. So 2K plus 500 or something. Happy days. Maybe 3K maximum. A K, 1,000 on top of your rent. All right. I don't know what bills you have or insurance or all that sort of stuff. So it might be a madness. It might come up to 5K a month. Just do what needs to be done. Write it down. Yeah. You got that. You got your monthly expenses. Now, times that by 12. So that's a year. Yeah. That's a year of however much it costs for you to live a comfortable life. That's the number you want. You want to know exactly how much it costs for you to buy a year of freedom. And that's what this is. I want you to buy a year of freedom. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you get the money and you're like, fuck you, boss, I'm quitting. You don't have to do that. You don't have to quit your job when you get the money. I just want you to have the freedom to be able to quit your job if you wanted to, and to be able to go into, to be able to try things out for a year. Do you know how powerful that is? It's so powerful to be able to say, you know what? I don't like what I'm doing now. I want to do this, and then work on it for a whole year. Bruv. 24, well, no, you're not going to work 24 hours a day, but let's say 16 hours a day, 5 days a week, because you should have a weekend to stay sane, or maybe 6 days a week, for a year, bruv. You'll see big differences if you work smart and you're going in an actual direction. If you're just, winging it and you're like, we'll see what happens in a year, then it may not be as productive. But if you got a specific game plan and you know where you're going, a year can change a lot of things for you. Trust me. I wish I knew now I wish I knew what I know now a couple years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever. I would have been able to get to where I am probably in a year with the knowledge that I've got now. And bruv, it's so powerful to have the time. The time is so important. So know how much it costs for you to buy a year. And then that should be your goal. Your goal from now on is to buy a year for yourself, to have a year of income sitting down in your savings. So if anything goes wrong, if you get fired, or if your job becomes non-existent because robots are taking over or anything like that, you have a year to figure things out. Now, you may be like, okay, I don't need a year. Let's go for 6 months, whatever. You can pick whatever time frame for yourself if you're confident in yourself to get things done in a lesser amount of time. But I think a year is it's a very good amount of time to have, because I think most people can achieve great things in a year. So write down a number, and then you want to work towards it. Every month, you want to be looking at your sheet of expenses and your income, and you want to be lowering your expenses. Your expenses should not be more than your income. If your expenses are more than your income, then you're doing something wrong. You need to lower them. You shouldn't be spending more money than you're making. And I see a lot of people do this. They make some money, they spend more than that, and then they take out loans to spend more than that. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bruv? Like, why would you do that to yourself? It doesn't make any sense. You don't have this money. Don't spend money that you don't have. Like, you don't need to. You don't need to spend money that you don't have unless you really do need to. Like, maybe your bed broke and now you don't have a bed. Maybe you do need to spend some money that you don't have at that point in time, but only for necessities. Don't be buying luxuries with money that you don't have. Don't be going out on like fucking nights out and buying a bunch of juice and living it up in the West End and shit on money that you don't have. Come on, let's do better. Let's do better. Save your money, okay? Or at the very least, make sure that you're making more income than you're spending. And when you set up your Google Sheets, you'll be able to, if you did what I said, like you write down your income and your expenses for each month, put that across maybe a year, so you keep on doing it for each month. You write the titles for the months and stuff. I may do a PDF download with this episode. Yeah, let's do a PDF download. Let me quickly write down. We'll do a PDF Sheets download for you to grab. Honestly, I didn't set up my accounting thing for myself. My girlfriend did it. So I'm going to ask her to do it for me. And then I'm going to give that to you guys to download. But you can download that, and that will help you out. So, use that, and you'll basically see, each month you'll be making this, each month you'll be spending that. That's your baseline. And then any more money that you make that month, or any more money that you spend, you'll input that in there personally. And then when you look at this at an arm's length, or you look at it on your screen, you'll be able to efficiently see what you're doing and see if there are any things that you can cut out that you're spending too much money on for no good reason. And you'll be able to basically tweak your income, not tweak your income. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can add more money to your income if you find other revenue streams. But we'll talk about that in another video, another podcast. But you'll be able to tweak your expenses at the very least and spend less. And then you'll be able to accurately see that if you go at the same basically speed or the same way that you're living your life, how long will it take for you to buy a year for yourself? And that's really what you want to know. You want to know how long it's going to take you to get where you want to get to, so that you can, have more freedom. And I will suggest you trying to get that number down as low as possible, as low as feasibly possible. Hopefully you can do it in a year, but I doubt it. It really depends on how much you're making. Because I doubt most people can do it on a year, because most people who have an income, they're probably going to have bills as well. So they're not going to have a lot of money. Well, they may have a little bit of money, but I don't think they're going to have enough money for each month, like at the end of each month, to pay for another month, basically. So it may take like 2 months for you to get enough money to pay for a month, or 3 months for you to get enough money to pay for a month. And you just need to stick the course. You really need to stick the course. At that point, you could go to 6 months and then be like, all right, we got 6 months. Now we can start moving in the direction that we want to move in. But at that point, I'd suggest you try to, set up some sort of revenue generating activity that you can work on in those 6 months prior to you just saying, okay, we're gonna move on to this thing. Because if you're starting from the ground up and you've got 6 months to do it, it's going to be quite difficult for you. It's going to be easier if you set those things up beforehand and you test things out and you actually learn, and you learn what works, you learn what doesn't work, and all that sort of stuff, while you've already got the safety net of whatever job you're working or whatever income stream you have at the moment. So what I want you guys to do is to download the PDF sheets, download the PDF sheet download. Is it going to be a PDF? I don't think it's going to be a PDF. It's going to be like an Excel sheet. Yeah. Download the Excel sheet, put in your income and expenses, and calculate how long or how much it costs for you to have a year of freedom at a level of comfort that you're cool with. And if it's going to take too long, maybe you need to scale down that level of comfort. Maybe you don't need that foot massage that you wanted to get in month 6. Maybe you get rid of that. Maybe you get rid of, luxuries that you really wanted to enjoy. Maybe you get rid of the Netflix. Maybe you get rid of that Apple Music subscription. There are a lot of things that you can probably get rid of, like that late night or Friday night movies, or going out with your girlfriend, or going out with your friends. These things can get cut. Honestly, you can make a bunch of sacrifices. I haven't been out in the last probably like 4 years. I don't remember the last time I went out. I think maybe I was 18. Maybe I was 18 when last time I went clubbing or something. I did go Ibiza at one point, no? I think that might have been when I was 18. And then maybe I went clubbing like 3 times after that. And I've just been focusing on building my business and building my future and trying to get rich while I'm young so that I can enjoy my life moving forward, and trying to be able to do something that I love for a living instead of being miserable for the week and then enjoying the weekends. Like that's one of the worst lives that I'd ever be able to live. Like I wouldn't want to live that life. I really wouldn't want to do it. So I want you guys to move towards living a life that's better for you, that you enjoy more. If you love the life that you're living, then, keep on keeping on. Like this ain't for you. But if you want to change things, you want to have more money, because you can have more money with the same amount of money that you're making. Like, trust me, I personally had more money than my friends that were making more money and spent all their money. Like that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like, just because you make more money doesn't mean you have more money at the end of the day. It's about how much you're spending and what your expenses are. And a lot of people, as I said before, they get more money, they spend more, and then they're just as broke as they were when they had less money. And that's really what you want to stop doing to yourself. You really want to stop doing that to yourself, and you don't want to be living month to month. Like, that is the worst. Like, even I don't live month to month. Like, since years ago, I've been living like 3 months to 3 months. Month to month is really bad times. Like, you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be doing that. At least have 2 months saved. Like, come on. You want to save money, not for the fact that, oh, I've got some savings here, but look at it as you have bought time. You've efficiently bought time that you can use for your own benefit. You could go on holiday for a year if you wanted to. That would be pretty shitty because you spend all the money and then you'd have to get right back to the rat race. But you could do it. That's the freedom that I want you guys to be able to have. I want you guys to have the freedom to do what you want instead of doing what you feel you have to do because you don't have any other choices. So yeah, I hope this 32-minute money management 101 podcast helped out. It wasn't supposed to be this long at all. But yeah, I hope I got the main concepts to you. Incoming and outgoing, using Google Sheets, using a spreadsheet, working on buying a year for yourself. And a year is an arbitrary number. You can lower it, you can make it higher, like make it what you want it to be. But I think if you focus on buying a year for yourself, you're gonna make way better strides into getting to 6 months or whatever. And yeah, it's just a better goal in my mind. So yeah, good luck. Good luck, guys. The patch notes, not patch notes, the show notes. Click on the show notes. There'll be the download for the sheets template or whatever. I don't know where I'm going to be putting this stuff on my site just yet, but that will all be in the show notes. Maybe it'll be... Am I going to put it on jaycartere.com or growonyoutube.com? I think I'm going to put it on jaycartere.com. So jaycartere.com/podcasts, and then you'll probably see a list of all the fucking podcasts. Like that's what I want to do. I don't know if that's possible yet because I haven't really looked into it. But that should be the link where you can see all the different podcasts that I've put out. And then you should be able to see Money Management 101. Or it will be jaycartere.com/podcasts and then /money-management-101. But yeah, just check the show notes, man. Check the show notes. It'll be easier. The link will be there. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. This is actually the 9th episode that I've recorded for the podcast. I don't know what order I'm going to actually release these in or have them in the list, because obviously they're all going to get released at the same time. But we're almost there. We got one more episode, and then I'm going to be starting to work on the actual launch of the podcast, and we should have that out before the end of March, hopefully. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Remember, you can get my book, A Gamer's Guide to Greatness, at growonyoutube.com/guide. If you want to become a full-time YouTube gamer, definitely go grab that, as it will teach you how to get more views, subscribers, and how to make more money with your YouTube channel. Very, very important. But I will see you guys in next time. Leave your comments and stuff down below. Let me know what else you want me to talk about, what other subjects you want me to get on, and if you want more information on money management. And I'll see you guys there. Peace out. If you want to learn how I got over 23,000 subscribers and millions of views on my YouTube gaming channel, then you are in luck. Sign up to this free course right now. Link will be in the card, in the description, and in the pinned comment. Or go to growonyoutube.com/20k SEO course. In this course, you will learn the best way to write your video titles, tags, and descriptions to help you rank on the first page of YouTube. It's simple when you know what to do. I'll also show you a hack that will help you choose the right key phrases and help you create videos that can rank and get views no matter what game you play. Stop struggling to grow your YouTube gaming channel and start doing what works. Click on the link in the description or go to growonyoutube.com/20k SEO course. This course will not be up forever, so get in there as soon as possible. I hope to see you here soon, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey of turning your passion into your career.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you.